Hey guys, welcome to Rocket Reviews. The ROG Flow Z13 was unveiled by Asus at CES, and it's being touted as the world's most powerful gaming tablet. It is, in fact, a tablet for playing games, and we're talking about gaming on a computer, not a mobile device. For even more frames, you can connect to the Asus ROG XG Mobile external GPU, which houses an RTX 350 Ti. In today's video, we'll be looking at the world's most powerful gaming tablet. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell to receive more videos like this. This gaming tablet will blow your mind. Well, you will need to watch this video till the end to find out which makes it to the top. The new ROG Flow Z13 tablet will have access to a much wider range of top-tier games than its Apple counterpart, and it will be able to connect to an external GPU such as the sought-after NVIDIA RTX 3080 or the new AMD Radeon RX 6850M XT. A couple of things that may not be obvious from the pictures are, first and foremost, it is large. The primary advantage of these detachable devices is that they are generally thin and light, but this particular tablet weighs 2.43 pounds and measures 0.47 inches thick. It's a big tablet. It's a lot different than using an iPad of any size, and it's not something you'd want to carry around the house or hold while giving a presentation. Second, the keyboard is extremely adaptable. This was an issue with previous Surface Pro models, but Microsoft has tightened it up on the latest one. If you're used to a Surface Pro before, you'll know what to expect in terms of design and functionality from the Flow Z13. It's the same kind of tablet computer, but with the hardware hidden behind the display and a keyboard folio that can be attached. It also has the same type of adjustable kickstand on the back, allowing for a variety of angles and use variations. On the other hand, as previously stated, the product is heavier and thicker than a Surface Pro, which should come as no surprise given that it also packs much more powerful components inside, such as a larger cooling module. The format is fine for desk use, though some rubber feet on the bottom of the kickstand to improve grip and protect desks from scratches would have been nice. Also, it's less practical on the lap or in other cramped spaces than a standard 2-in-1 laptop format. What do you think? Is it better to stick with a traditional laptop? In any case, there are a few other advantages to this type of tablet design. For starters, because the components are hidden behind the screen, the keyboard folio remains cool and comfortable to the touch, no matter what you're doing with the laptop. The thermal module then receives an unobstructed flow of fresh air because the intakes are located on the back of the device and the outputs are located on the top edge, directing hot air away from the chassis and the user. This feature, when combined with the advanced vapor chamber cooling module, allowed Asus to fit the kind of hardware that they did into the compact Flow Z13 product. As stated earlier, the ROG Flow Z13 comes with a keyboard folio that includes a backlit keyboard and a decent clickpad surface. The folio connects to the tablet via a physical connector, so there's no lag like with Bluetooth peripherals, and magnets are strategically placed to aid in docking. The deck also feels sturdy and does not flex noticeably when used in the inclined position, unlike other similar designs. Asus also used single-zone RGB lighting here with bright and evenly lit LEDs, but due to the folio's slim profile, some light still creeps from under some of the keycaps. This keyboard, which is on par with what Asus offers on the Flow X13 and many of the ZenBooks, will allow you to type quickly and accurately. The keys are quick and quiet, and the 1.7mm stroke depth and overall feedback are ideal for the majority of users. In terms of screens, the Flow Z13 has the same 13.4-inch 16:10 ratio touch display as the Flow X13 series with two panel options: Full HD plus 120Hz, 100% sRGB, or UHD plus 60Hz, 85% DCI-P3. Both options support pen input, but a pen is not included by default. Asus equipped this device with two USB-C ports, both on the left side, as well as a USB-A port, a micro SD card, reader, and a headphone jack. That USB-A is only 2.0, which is extremely slow by today's standards. Another flaw with the tablet-like design is that connecting any cables or peripherals looking far more sloppy on this Z13 than on a laptop format, because the cables are more visible and in the line of sight. The UHD Plus panel is nice and sharp, but the FHD Plus panel makes the most sense on this type of device. not only because of the resolution, which is easily driven by the hardware, but also because it runs at 120Hz, making it better suited for occasional gaming. There's adaptive sync with both options, so tearing shouldn't be an issue. But both panels are fairly slow based on what we know from the X13, so ghosting could be an issue in fast-paced titles. For biometrics, there's a finger sensor in the power button on the side, the type that registers your print when you press the button to turn on the tablet and then use it to log into the windows. There are no infrared cameras, but there's a front-facing HD camera, which is a webcam, and a rear-facing 8-megapixel camera. The ROG Flow X13 series is based on the 12th generation Intel Alder Lake platform, with configurations ranging from a Core i5 plus Iris Xe to a Core i9 12900H with 16 GB of LPDDR5 memory and an RTX 3050 Ti DGPU. The hardware is mostly built in, with the SSD being the only upgradable component and accessible via a service bay on the tablet's back under the kickstand. Due to the space constraints, Asus chose only an M.2 2230 drive. All these are kept at bay by a dual-fan thermal module with an ample vapor chamber and the unobstructed intakes outputs mentioned in the previous section. The Armoury Crate controlled software and is available for the Flow Z13 with all of the standard profiles found on full-size ROG laptops, including a silent mode that keeps the fan idle with very little use, as well as turbo and manual modes for maximum performance. We can't provide any performance details at this time, but you can expect the CPU to operate above its designed 45W TDP in performance mode, which will translate to excellent performance in demanding multi-threaded workloads. Of course, in the beefier products, these Alder Lake processors would be able to run at higher sustained power. On the GPU front, the Flow X13 is available with Iris Xe graphics embedded within the Intel platform, as well as optional NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 Ti graphics chip. It's the Max-Q design, which runs at 35 to 50 W of power between loads and is also found in the Flow X13 and the VivoBook Pro 14X and 16X series. There's one major difference between this Flow Z13 series and the others. However, that is the presence of the MUX on the device, which can help garner extra frame rates in performance in certain loads and games when using the device in DGPU mode. Changing between hybrid and DGPU modes takes place in Armoury Crate and necessitates a restart. The Armoury Crate controlled software and is available for the Flow Z13 with all of the standard profiles found on full-size ROG laptops, including a silent mode that keeps the fan idle with very little use, as well as turbo and manual modes for maximum performance. We can't provide any performance details at this time, but you can expect the CPU to operate above its designed 45W TDP in performance mode, which will translate to excellent performance in demanding multi-threaded workloads. Of course, in the beefier products, these Alder Lake processors would be able to run at higher sustained power. On the GPU front, the Flow X13 is available with Iris Xe graphics embedded within the Intel platform, as well as optional NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 Ti graphics chip. It's the Max-Q design, which runs at 35 to 50 W of power between loads and is also found in the Flow X13 and the VivoBook Pro 14X and 16X series. There's one major difference between this Flow Z13 series and the others. However, that is the presence of the MUX on the device, which can help garner extra frame rates in performance in certain loads and games when using the device in DGPU mode. Changing between hybrid and DGPU modes takes place in Armoury Crate and necessitates a restart. This device charges via USB-C and includes a 100-watt Asus charger, the same dual-piece design seen on a few other ROG products in the past. Other USB-C chargers are also capable and compatible, but Asus warns that using a third-party charger will reduce performance. The ROG Flow Z13 is expected to hit stores in the first quarter of 2022, with prices starting at under $1,000 for base models with the FHD Plus screen and Iris Xe graphics only, and matching the Flow X13 convertible in higher tier configurations. The keyboard folio is included by default, and a compatible Asus pen will also be available as an extra option. Overall, the ROG Flow Z13 GZ301 is a one-of-a-kind product, but you might want to hold off on purchasing it until we have a better look at the performance, thermals, noise level, and battery life. But in the meantime, it's looking very good. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell.